and we ended off the night with New York Liberty and Vegas playing. It's all out there for you to see. It is action-packed happening today. The trademarked market is heating up. As we know, you saw it a little bit earlier on my brother Broclaw's channel. Toronto has made a franchise change, big changing move for them, which is going to help them out quite a bit, acquiring last year rookie forward Anissa Morrow from Connecticut Sun, while waiving guard Tema Ponye to make room on the roster for Morrow. So I think that that's a great move that helps out Toronto moving forward. We'll break down what this move means for Toronto in the future and why Connecticut made this deal and whether both teams accomplish what they were hoping to do thus far with this trade. Was it legit for Connecticut to make the move that they made by letting Anissa Morrow go? Do they feel that that's going to pan out for their roster? I do know for a fact that it is going to help Anissa Morrow in what she's attempting to accomplish in the W, but I think it also helps Toronto tempo moving forward. Also on that account, then we'll head on over to Las Vegas, where the Liberty came in the house, and some will beg to differ on whether this was a fair game down the stretch or not, but we'll get into it. Heading into Las Vegas from the Liberty, making their moves and doing their thing. Let's see, we got a lot I got a lot going on with this phone right here. Let's get this phone together. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to take this. This was so funny. It's a meme from one of my soldiers. It's funny. But again, Las Vegas Aces, Liberty, where Asia Wilson remind everyone why she's one of the best players in basketball, putting together another MVP caliber performance in an instant classic against the defending champs, New York Liberty, who's also playing a defending champ team. You got two championship teams just kind of going head to head. I think that then we're going to talk about whether we think that New York Liberty can come out of the hole that they're in, that we seen the thing with them being ranked number 7. And will this affect them moving forward as Washington continues to win? Also, Atlanta Dream having to put themselves in a greater position as well in the second half of the season. We'll also celebrate historic milestones as Breanna Stewart climbs the top of the WNBA's all-time scoring list, passing Hall of Famer Candace Parker, passing her up. Anyway, you know I get excited when I hear how Candace Parker's stats are kind of, she's there and she's going to remain there, but how people are elevating above what she did. And that's not to take anything away from her greatness from when she played the game. But moving forward, we have players that are coming up in the ranks and that are doing a lot more. And so we wish them all continuous luck. And finally, we'll wrap this thing up with Chicago, where none other than my girl Camila Cardoso helped the Sky snap their skid. And what I do mean by snap their skid of the L, you know, and moving to the dub column, while initiating newly acquired Anissa Morrow, moving over to Connecticut, finished her Connecticut tenure with another impressive performance before the trade became an official reality for her. So she did have an astonishing game against Chicago Sky, also playing at home, but our fans could actually see her play. You know that's where she's from. She's homegrown, made from Chicago. We've got trade reactions, also moving forward, game breakdowns, playoff implications. And because we want to know, I'm inquiring minds, and I thought I brought that up before, but we're going to talk about it a little bit more instant, and plenty of basketball discussions. So that's why I dropped the link in the chat. So for those that would like to come up, please do. Don't hesitate. I am ready for a discussion. So hit the like button when you come in the building. Once you hit that like button, subscribe. If you are not a subscriber, ring that notification bell. Ring that notification bell so you are notified every time I drop, and join the conversation, because Core Vision starts, guess what, right now. And as they start right now, let's go ahead and let's get started right after this. All right, we are back. Ms. D, have you, let's Ms. D, you with me?
Are yes, you how here, Ms. D? How you doing?
What's going on? I'm glad you're here. Let's get you up on the board. Me. Absolutely. I was like, where is Ms. D?
That's Ms. D. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. You're good to go. You're good to go. Let's go ahead and say hi to everybody in the chat real quick. Just so we can make sure we recognize everybody and thank them for coming in the chat today. Don't mind my filter. I got a lot of bright light behind me, so it makes it a little dull. But at the same time, nevertheless, it is what it is. So let's move forward. But how was your day so far, Ms. D?
Oh, pretty good. Look, I expect this trade. I expected a trade, but not.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was gonna be like the last minute. You know.
Absolutely. Hey, while we're doing that, and we gonna get into this trade here in a little bit. Like I said, Dreadhead was in the building since 4:37. I appreciate you for coming in super early. That's why your girl had to make sure she was on time today. So I am here. I am on time. I am ready to rock. Those that are interested in coming on the panel, if you can see, I dropped the link already, but we're going to get some things put out first, and then we're going to open the panel for everyone else. As you come in, if you're behind stage, do know that I'll be able to see you. I've set everything where I can see you extremely clear, but I'll let you know. We're going to go ahead and put you on the top part of the panel. I'm sorry, guys. All of a sudden, it's let's talk right now. Let's see. Hey, Ms. D, you want to go ahead and introduce the panel? I mean, the chat real quick. Let me take this.
Oh, hey, everybody. Hey, big girl. Hey, not for the week, Troy. Live, laugh, love. Big girl, Donna. And everybody that Mary, Dreadheaded. What's up, Jose? Green Thumb. Van. How everybody doing? And put in the chat what you think about the trade so far. It's the biggest name so far that's traded. A big young star. I think it still had value. I don't know why Connecticut traded her. But they did. And they really didn't get much for her by way of trade. So I wasn't surprised that they traded her necessarily, because they kept putting her on the bench and not playing her, and seemed like they wanted to tank a little bit. So they finally traded her, not to the team I thought. Oh, you like it, Van? But it's good for Toronto. But I'm happy for Anissa. Maybe, hey, Jay, maybe they wanted, well, maybe, it's a fresh start for Anissa, because they probably want her at Toronto. I don't know why Connecticut gave up on her so fast. Seemed like they fell in love um with Leah Edwards. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
Go
they
ahead, Tony.
did.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, hey, again, like Ms. D said, welcome everybody. I'm glad you all are here. We made sure we were on time today. But I appreciate you all for sure for coming to the building. Don't hesitate to send some super chats. Please make sure you do that. Hey, whatever it is you got, it is Friday. Let's make it happen. Let's make it big. Now, back to what Ms. D was saying. The trade to me is I agree that it's a great move for Anissa Morrow. As you said, Ms. D, they have fallen in love with having Aaliyah Edwards as their starter. Although Aaliyah Edwards is now hurt yet again and is out, her being able to have and sustain a full, healthy season is truly something to see because she's been injured every season. Even her first season, she played, but she wasn't to the full capacity. I think it was a great look to be able to see how she would be able to sustain in the W. That's number one. And then last year, she was hurt. Then she played. Then she got re-injured. Then she was traded. And then she was traded again. So here we are. How she's going to find her way in the W, I don't know. And maybe this is it for her with them making the move that they did while moving Anissa Morrow, who is someone that absolutely should not be sitting on someone's bench.
No.
And so I think that was one of the major decisions that was a big part of it, Ms. D. And her moving to some place, not specific team. I know we would love to see her with her sister Angel, right? But that means you would have to remove like a Nas, a Jones, or an Okai, which you absolutely can't because Bree is a 5, Morrow is a 4. So you already have 2 4s there. Literally, in actuality, you really have 3 4s, but Okot and Angel are interchangeable from the 4-5. The good thing about Angel is Angel could go 3, 4, 5. But you wouldn't want to, you just got Angel. So you're not going to look to trade Angel. Angel is helping your team do some great things. Okot, yes, is coming off the bench. And she's really green. I think that even the Temple, they need someone that have a little bit more experience. And when it comes to that, Anissa, although is a second-year player in the W, gives you a little bit more experience than Okot does. You're not going to get rid of Nas because Nas, too, is like one of those players in their mind that is going to is a part of the franchise team along with Ryan Howard. Ryan Howard is your franchise player. And once they got her and Nas, they chose to build a team around Ryan along with Nas. That's why they brought in Gray. And after they brought in Gray, they brought in JC and Jones. So that's their MO. Are they looking to possibly have a different trade by the deadline? Don't know. Why? Because I don't feel like they have the proper funding for that. But for Anissa to go to a team where she can actually go in and have an immediate impact, that's great. You got a shooter in Marina Mabry. You got a shooter / point guard / basket bucket getter in Slim when Slim comes back, which she should be returning, I think, in another week or so. You have Kiki Rice, who, when she's back and is healthy, you have a true validated number one, a point guard, a true point guard. So she have people around her, not to mention you got Izzy, crazy self, who will be playing alongside of her. But you got to figure out where height will figure in that, because Izzy is 6'2", 6'3", at best 6'3". I think she's 6'2". Can't quite remember. Don't hold me to that. And then you got Morrow, who is 6'1". So you lose height and depth. How do you gain that? You got to bring somebody else in for Temple with a little bit more help. But I think they're going to try and work with what they have at this point, and I think that it'll probably work. So go ahead. What are your thoughts on that even more?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like the trade, but they do have to bring some people in. She is kind of smaller, but I like what the Temple is doing. They're in the right direction. They fleece the Sun, so they they got a pretty decent. They starting to get younger. Of course, you bring in veterans, but I like this move for them. Um, yeah, that's all I have to say. Yeah, Okada is a pure center. Bree Jones. A lot of people wanted. When I thought about it, a lot of people wanted Anissa to go to the Dream for Nas. And if you're going to make that trade, it wouldn't be Nas that you would get try to move. I will say, even though she playing decent, Borlays and Sika, because the way that Connecticut was basically just giving her away, they would have probably took that deal. So
Yeah.
that's all. What you think, Tony?
No, far as that is concerned, I mean, we know what Okot
Oh yeah,
will
she's young.
will eventually do, and her being young. Let me come back on camera. I'm sorry, I was just answering these calls. All of a sudden, everybody want to
She's
start
not even
messing.
22 yet. She only 21 years old.
Yeah, she says she's 21. She's an adult.
All right.
She told you. She says she's 21 and she's an adult, and so she's not a baby. When Okot is ready, I believe Okot will be. She will end up being just like Camilla, right? I think, to be honest with you, I think she will end up being better than Camilla
Oh, definitely.
at some point moving forward. She already has skills to her game, and not being someone that has played the game that long, she has some phenomenal skills that she's brought to the table. That all she has to do is she just has to get the experience, and to get the experience, of course, Semesco has to put on the floor. But I'm going to tell you guys, being live and in person and watching the game the other day, could he have tried Okada a little bit more and put her back in? Yes, but you will need to take Okada and put Okada on the floor with the starters. That's the only way that I can see that things will look little bit different from her
Right.
for her, because when you put her on the floor and you have all bench players with maybe one or two starters in the game, it doesn't help her, right? Because the starters can help maneuver her, tell her where to go, what's important, how to shift, because she literally, and you guys can go back and you can watch the film, she was literally 100% completely lost. She was lost.
Right.
And so you can't, when you're down like that, you can't have players in there that's lost like that. You can't. And I know that people really, really, really want to see her on the floor because they think that she is going to be the difference maker. She can be once she gets better.
I
She
think you should
can
play
be
with the
once she gets
starters because you never know. At some point, um Bree Jones might get into foul trouble and she have to be comfortable in a playoff
yeah,
situation.
yeah,
So you have to make sure that she's feel comfortable playing with the starters, not just the bench players. So
right.
when you had that situation that might occur, you
Mm-hmm.
could bring her in and she could eat up some of the fouls and some of the things that they might
Yeah,
do. So yeah.
yeah. I think so. I think so 100%. Um, Without it, she's going to continue to look lost. And I know folks want to see her on the floor with Angel more. But you got to remember, she's a center who essentially should come in mainly for Bree Jones and Nas for Angel, but for some reason he likes bringing her in for Angel. So I mean, hey, we'll see how things work moving forward, because you can actually really, like I said, Angel can play more of a five, but Okada is taller, so you technically really should be using Okada as a five. So um, I don't know what he's thinking, what he wants to do for us. That's concerned. But I mean, moving forward, Anissa being in with the Temple is super easy. Actually, I'm gonna go to Temple's roster right now. Temple. Let's go to Temple and let's go to their roster. Let's put it up here on the board so we can all take a look at Temple's roster. ESPN, ESPN, ESPN. Come on. Okay, so we got here. We got the Temple landed forward Anissa Morrow with the deal. So they talk about that a little bit. It said breaking news: the Toronto Temple has acquired Connecticut Sun forward Anissa Morrow in a trade that's sending the rights of Maria Konovo. However you say her name, I'm gonna say MK. I think that's what I called her throughout the season thus far, and the 2028 second round pick to Connecticut. In 2028. So let's get to their roster. I want their roster. Here we go. Let's get to their roster. And let's take a deep dive in their roster. I think Temple are getting rid of bad wig Izzy. Allie, you funny. Oh my gosh. Hey, somebody like her because they got her all over the gram right now talking about beautiful Izzy. Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. That ain't me.
I see they kind of older, so they trying to get younger. So that's good. That's a good thing for them.
Yeah,
I like the younger people.
But I think the coach like Izzy. Izzy is just hurt. Remember, right. Izzy ended up taking the starting spot from Sablé. Sablé was a starter. And then you have Finbenle, who is on the team, who's taller, but she's not as good. So my question is, are you bringing Anissa more over to be in a more of a leading role, or you have her coming off the bench? And if you have her coming off the bench, who is she coming in behind? Right now, Izzy is hurt. So, I mean, you don't have anybody. You could essentially go with her. Yeah, you could definitely go with her immediately, right? Because we know the impact that she's going to bring. She's going to board. She's going to knock people out the way. She got a grit about her, right? She learned it. She learned it from the best. But not only that, she went to LSU with a little bit of that already in her repertoire from DePaul. So moving from DePaul to LSU, you got to know that was still the type of player that she was. So helping LSU become who they were while she was there was just an added bonus, because Angel deferred to be able to allow Anissa to play more of a rebounding role. And so that next year, if you all notice, Angel's points decline and her rebounds decline because she had Anissa on the side of her. So why would you bring a player in to play with you if you're going to be 100% dominant and not allow them to do what they're used to doing? So they shared that role very, very well. And I appreciate the fact that Angel did do that while they were in LSU. But now when you come into the W, you kind of get to see it. Angel comes to the W. Nisa has to carry the team by herself, and she breaks all kind of records doing the same thing that she's always done. So her doing this in the W isn't new. Her doing this is something that she's always had in her bag. She, too, is just like Angel. When everything else fails, offense isn't there, defense is always a plus.
Right.
Boarding is always a plus. Yes, offensively and defensively, this is what they do. Dreadhead said, I heard Temple applied for Fox News UK. Hey.
You're on for that
one. Timmy is trying to do something.
That's what I call her Timu.
Yeah, Timu needed to watch her mouth and kind of stay out of the midst of some of the things she tried to throw and allude herself in.
It just looked kind of crazy.
Yeah. What's going on? Welcome to the building. We got Allie in the building. We just got W. Bazell in the building. Who else came into the building since we started talking? Just want to make sure I say hi to you guys. Let's see. We have Hero in the building. Who else came in the building? T. Camilla, the perfect, the perspective. What's up, Brooklyn? Brooklyn is in the building. He says, peace, panel. What's going on to you? Glad you're here. Everybody hit the like button. I'm glad. Thank you. Hey, I see your work, Brooklyn. You're doing pretty good there, my man. And congrats to you on your movement as well. Who else we have in here? I'm a Dallas fan, but Angel comes first. I like that. Thank you. Yes. Hey, because, hey, man, Angel cooked the hell out of y'all the other day. I ain't going to even tell no lie. Look, if it had not been, and I'm going to say this, if it had not been for Angel doing what she was able to do and keep the dream close, right, I think that it would have been an easy runaway game for the Wings. But her doing what she did to keep them close and continue to hang around absolutely was a good deal. So I'm very excited for that. I'm glad they were able to kind of steal that one in your house. So it's good. I'm glad. Like I'm gonna tell you, I wasn't quiet in my corner, but I was quiet in my corner. That's all I'm just gonna say. I wasn't quiet myself. I was just quiet in my corner while I let the dubs in the chat take place. We got Shirley. What's going on, Shirley? I'm glad you're in the building. Troy Hall came into the building. Welcome, guys. Go ahead with hit the like button. Y'all know what Fridays are. Friday is panel day. So again, the link is at the top. If you want to join in. Do know that once Ms. D and I get finished with some of the little soliloquy, that we're going to let you guys come on in and join in and kind of give you a spiel. What's going on, Tierra? I am so glad you are here. Ooh-wee, everybody pouring in. They're pouring in. They are pouring in. I'm glad you're here. So back to the roster. How we feel this is going to lay, because the starters are typically Marina Mabrey, Isabel Harrison. What is her name? Nurse is just a person that they have to have on the team because she's from the area. They got to have somebody.
She started off pretty good, but she, nurse, like the sky nurse,
Yeah, she did. She did start. She did start off pretty hot, but that only lasts a hot second.
Curse.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see Brittany Sykes when she returned. Does she return back to her 100% full self? Is it going to take us some time to get acclimated? You have Laura, LJ, who starts. So it's going to be interesting. Anisha Morrow is now in the lineup at 6'1". And as you can see, I wanted to show this because Sablé, they said Sablé is 6'5". Is Sablé truly 6'5"? Because Sablé doesn't look. She doesn't look 6'5" to me.
Maybe like 6'2", maybe 6'3" at the highest.
They're saying she's 6'5", along with Key, Tiana Key being 6'5".
Because Merle Quasi kept, I don't think she's 6'1". But I might be wrong.
I think that line, Isabel Harrison is not 6'5". But they got these markings wrong.
But she's not 6'1". She plays like it though.
But you see how they're saying a lot of their players are 6'5". Timmy is probably 6'5". Harrison is not 6'5".
No.
Harrison is not 6'5", y'all.
No.
Unless she had on some extra high, thick sole shoes when she was measured, and they're supposed to measure you without shoes on your feet. I don't know her to be 6'5", but whatever. 6'4", you got LJ who's 6'4". Key, they saying 6'5". Yeah, there's a lot of fabrication on the heights.
Right.
There's a lot of fabrication on the height.
But she should crack the starting lineup. I mean, Harrison is not there.
Yeah,
besides Timmy, but she'll outplay Timmy. Timmy taller.
Wait, did they say Sykes is out for the year? I thought Sykes was only going to be out for like 6 to 8 weeks. So is Sykes out for the year?
Oh wow!
I need to know because the last I heard was that she was going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. I didn't hear the entire year. Sykes is supposed to be coming back. So unless there's something else, I'm going to go look it up. I could be wrong. I mean, it's a possibility, but I thought the last thing I heard was that she was going to be out for the rest of the year. It says Sykes is out for the year. That's why they traded for Morrow. Well, Sykes and Morrow play two different positions. So they will be trading Morrow for the position in which she plays. Sykes doesn't play the 4. Morrow is a 4.
Because they're about the same size. They got the same body type.
Unless they're bringing her in to play the 3.
Can they play her like they play just a little bit because she can dribble?
I mean, they could be bringing her in like the 3. That's what Washington is doing with Kiki.
Cody.
Like Kiki Arafin
and Cody too.
Kiki Arafin. Well, Cody is not going to play in a post ever, right? Cody's just not
right. Well, I'm saying they the same. They're the same height.
No, I think Morrow is a little bit taller than Cody. I think she has Cody. Morrow, as you can see, I think Morrow is 6'1", but I don't think Cody is 6'1". Yeah, I think Cody is like 5'11".
That's what Morrow is. She's 5'11".
No, let's see.
She's 6 feet. They list her at 6'1".
No, they got her at 6'1". I think she's always been 6 feet. I don't think she's been 5'11". Some teams will fabricate. It looks good on paper, but I think she's either 6 feet or 6'1". That is Morrow's actual height. I don't believe Cody is not that. Cody is not 6 feet. Cody is not. No, but Morrow can play the 3. So maybe they are bringing her in.
Her size.
She can shoot the ball well. So if that's what they're bringing her in for, it's cool. It says, I thought Toronto put out a saying that wasn't true about Sykes. Okay, I didn't think that was true about Sykes. Sykes is supposed to come back, and like I said, when she first went out, at first they thought that she was depending on her injury, the way it looked, they thought she was going to be out. But no, Sykes is going to return. It was Kiki that was not going to return. I thought that maybe given time, that if they make the playoffs, Kiki could probably be back around playoff time. But Kiki is definitely out. But Sykes is supposed to return.
Right.
Sykes was put out by Toronto. Statement was put out. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you, Tony. The report says Slim is intended to return this season. Yeah, exactly. I thought so. Yeah, she was supposed to only be out like 6 to 8 weeks. I do remember that. So she will be returning. Like I said, she should be returning soon. If not the next 2 weeks, a week or so. I would definitely say by next month, Sykes will be back with the team. She should be back on the floor playing. She didn't have a season-ending injury. The injury that she sustained is something that she absolutely can come back and play for. She just needed time, recovery, and therapy. So she should have had all of that. When she come back, I think she'll be fine. Again, Morrow can play the 3. Right. Like I said, they're doing the same thing with Kiki Arafin because Kiki is playing outside in, kind of what they wanted to allude for Angel, but Angel you just need to let Angel play inside out, and let Nas continue to play outside in. And so that's what they're doing with Kiki. And so Kiki she has a better angle to be able to do a lot more. So that's why she's looking extremely well. And even if she was down in the post, I think she would still continuously be doing extremely well versus playing outside in, playing inside out. She's still going to be a phenomenal player. I like Kiki. I think Kiki is doing extremely well.
You think Kelsey will be traded, all things selling?
I think the thing is she is being shopped around. Will someone possibly take her? It could be, but folks have to give up a lot of capital. I think that Sparks want to trade her for a lot.
I don't like that.
Considering
I want a team to get a chance, because it's gonna be the same thing. And with the Fever, you'll make the playoffs, but you ain't going nowhere. I want to see her with a good team, and I think they should shop her around because she's on a 1-year deal, and I don't think she's coming back. I don't think.
And yeah, no, you're good. You're right.
Which Kelsey she talking about? Kelsey Mitchell or Kelsey Plum?
Plum.
Plum.
Yeah, they were talking about Plum.
They're gonna trade
Baby.
her. Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
they're
it's just a high trade. No, I was going to answer to Shirley Kimbrough. Yes, based on what the report said that Rice was going to be out, but yes, Rice is indeed fact back. I did not say that part. Rice is back, moving around, doing her thing.
right.
So they're going to be
Played.
back at full. Yeah, they're going to be back at full capacity once they get Sykes back. I think that's a team that gives a great push. So yes, Rice. Remember, the original report was that Rice was going to be out the remainder of the season. Sykes was going to be out pending whatever her injury was, and then they came back and said that she would be back in like 6 to 8 weeks. So yes, you're absolutely right. Kiki is back on the floor. But yes. So no, go ahead. No, Plum. Yeah, the thing with Plum, like I said, I feel that Sparks, and I think that's probably some of the issue because it looks like Sparks are going in the direction of more of a rebuild and not so much of a win mode now type of mentality. And Plum wants to be with a team that's in win mode now. She has to understand too. I said Plum to the Mystics.
But that's gonna be hard for her because her style of play. She had to sacrifice. Now she'll be the star, don't be wrong, but she has to sacrifice because her style of play where she jacking up shots and not doing certain things, going to a winning team. No.
Yeah.
So
I totally would say it's an ADP all late. Yeah, I agree. I know that some teams would look great, but you got to think of the chemistry, right? I think that Plum going to Washington, just like when Sykes was there, they worked around Sykes and they was able to get a lot of things done with Kiki and what's her name being rookies. It worked out okay. And then you had Austin, who came back yet her second injury and came back and was trying to fill the role. And then by midseason, Sykes was gone.
Right.
You bring Plum to Washington and you mess up the chemistry that they have going on. And I don't think that that's something that you want to do. I think you want to keep Washington where there is. Yes, Washington needs a more profound point guard, but Plum is a player that's a downhill. I'm going to touch the ball, get to the bucket, and you play with me. I don't play with you type of player.
Right.
So, I mean, I just don't know. I mean, maybe it could. She just got to understand. I mean, that was her reasoning for wanting to leave Vegas. She wanted to be on a team where she can be the one. And so, and when I mean by the one, I mean the point guard, the shooting guard, the best defender.
So I don't know what she's going to go to.
Yeah,
I don't think what team she's going to go to that's going to win because she has to sacrifice. She could be the one. It's just the way you play the one. You know what I mean? It's the way you do it. You can't take all the shots. You got to play defense, and you have to get everybody else involved. You have to be a teammate. As far as if you want to be, you have to be the leader. You got to be the leader, not just scoring. You know. So I don't know. I don't know what team that's going to win that will help her style. She have to go to I don't know. I don't know.
That's gonna be definitely something to talk about. But I know that these heights that they got on this thing is just off. Y'all gotta stop this. Y'all putting the players that they ain't on tall. Y'all know the players ain't that tall. Y'all just stop
they do that all the time. You be like, really?
Yeah, but, man. Y'all gotta stop that.
I don't think they're gonna trade that. I might be wrong. Fee. I don't think they're gonna trade Fee.
Nah, Fee ain't going nowhere. He has a 1-year deal though, right?
She got a 1-year deal. A lot of these players do.
She can either stay with Connecticut or with the Lynx, or she can move around, right? I think that her coach will do right by her. And in order to keep Fee, you needed to bring a good post in with her, a good 5, but allow her to continue to be her. Which means most post players have to kind of defer to her. And then you already have your shooting guard. And then you also have your dominant point guard, which also allows your secondary point guard in Courtney Williams to actually go to her true position, which is a 2 position, and not have to play the 1. So I think that Fee should be fine. If they do not make it this season, if they do not win a ship this season, I think that it's a possibility that she will move.
Definitely.
Like right now, I'm going to say that she's fine because they are the top team right now. But if they can't sustain and win this year, because they got knocked out last year by Mercury, the year before that, they felt like they got robbed by New York, and the year before that, the Aces typically felt like they got done in by New York in a wrong way. So at the helm of all of this, New York seemed to be in the middle of all of it, except for last year. It ended up being they got knocked off early. So things and situationals like that happen. So I think, again, if Fee cannot will her team to a championship this year, it's a possibility that she may be on the move. But not to be to a team that's willing to take her. I think there's a lot of teams that'll be willing to take her, but you can't put her on a team like with an Angel. I know people was like, oh, Angel should have went to the Lynx. That coach did dirty. But how was that going to work? Because Angel was going to come off the bench behind Fee, which I think would have been okay if you start her off in the league that way. But when she hits the floor and she's dominating, then you can't take her out. So Angel being somewhere where she gets to create her own name in her own lane, although the situation with the Sky just was weird, it was the best move for her. And should she have gone to LA before the Lynx? LA had her, and LA gave her to the Lynx, right? So you just, again, LA would have had a phenomenal player.
And you build around her. And then, her brand for LA, as much as I like Atlanta, LA is still LA. But hey, it's good. It turned out good. We'll see if it turned out good.
So it turned out great. So I think that if Fee is going to determine this season how they perform in the playoffs. Regular season is regular season, right? Right now, you're just trying to get yourself to the playoffs.
Right.
Once you get to the playoffs, you got a ball. Everybody got a ball.
Exactly. We know what she's going to do. It's just her teammates. We know she's going to play. She's going to bring it. Even if she has an off game on the opposite end, she's going to bring it in other ways. But will they come with her? know, so there's no excuse now. Last year y'all went to bed. This year, gotta get it together.
Kathy Thompson said Fee may be coming to Wings next year.
That'll be interesting.
That'll be interesting, right? But the player that you moved, who now is dominating, you bring Fee there and you shut her down from what she's accomplishing.
Right.
Are they willing to do that? Because now, what do you do? Do you continue to, you can bring her, but Shepherd's not going to be able to perform the way that she's performed this year. It takes away from Shepherd. Shepherd leaving the Lynx because she was a player that pretty much came off the bench for the Lynx. Now you bring in the player to whom control that narrative to Dallas. You got to look at it all different. I see the Fever pickup, post player. Yeah, Mikhail. I saw that.
I see her play at Cal. She's okay. And some of the other shot, she's okay. We'll see.
She's been in the league. She's been in the league a bit. So she's in and out, in and out, in and out. They need somebody to pretty much come in and help Boston because although they have what they have, it's really truly not.
It's not good because Monique, she's a starter, but then you have Mahias Allen. She's kind of undersized. And
Mahias Allen is just a bruiser. She's not going to give you what you need. She can't help you win, and that's why they
kind of, her offense is still not there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, right? It's gonna be interesting, because Dallas is trying to do something with the playoffs too. You have Paige who's trying to get there. You got the Wings who's trying to get there, who was pretty much almost last. They were last year, right? Besides Connecticut, so they're at the bottom of the barrel. Who's now in a position right now? Again, the Dream have one of the softer second rounds because they played some really in-depth teams in the first round. That they still should have won some of those games. However, they didn't finish well. But it's going to be interesting to see if they can sustain in this second half to put themselves right in the middle and stay in the middle of the pack for the playoff contentions, right? Because 4 and 5 will play each other. We know that 3 and 6 will play each other. 2 and 7 and 1 and 8. That's how it's going to go as far as to who they're going to play. Guys, hey, make sure you're hitting the like button. Hit the like button. So we can come off of Anissa Morrow and Sandy Brandello with all these lying on the heights that you say these players are. You see them girls. Now y'all see them girls standing next to Angel. They ought to stop that shit. They ought to stop it. They ought to stop it. But on to other news. We talked about the big move and the change. I think that Morrow coming in and being able to average her typical point stats, right? I think that she's going to give more than 8.9 points a game, depending on the minutes that she plays and the role she's going to be playing.
Right.
She gives you 7.5 rebounds, and she also gives you 20.3 minutes at best when you're playing her to full capacity. But it's going to be interesting. Through 61 career games with Connecticut, this was her stint. 8.9 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 20.3 minutes. So I don't know. At just 6'1", she can consistently plays much bigger than she is when it comes to how tall she is, and her motor and her toughness and the ability to attack the glass is just as aggressive as Angels and Kiki Arifin. I put those three when it comes to them in the same kind of type of category because of how they rebound. The physical presence that they have in the paint, and also their attack on the rim is extremely aggressive and physical. So they attack really, really well, and I like seeing that. So for the Temple, this isn't simply just an additioning and adding a talent to the team. It's adding new identity
Right.
and a more in-depth identity is what I want to say for this team. So,
And I'm looking at the ages, so they trying to go younger. And I like, you know what? I don't think she's gonna start right away, but I think they're going to give her. It depends on the teams they play. They might put her in the starting lineup to see what they have. Of course, her number is going to go up. She's improving her jump shot. I noticed that a lot better. So that will go up. It's just that she need more time, and she's going to develop. So it's going to. The 8 points is going to probably give you a double. She could be like a little mini Angel in a certain extent. So because her motor is very competitive.
And that's why I say in this next segment we're going to focus more on what does this actually truly mean for Connecticut. And so we talked about her coming to Connecticut and what it can possibly look, but what does it truly mean for Connecticut moving Morrow to this team, to this new franchise? Because to me, it seems like they're continuously leaning into their rebuild
right.
And so when they're continuously looking into the rebuild, moving Morrow suggests Connecticut is prioritizing future flexibility while adding assets that will actually fit them in a long-term version. So Chat and Ms. D, do you feel like Anissa Morrow did not fit the mold for the continuous rebuild of Connecticut?
You know what? She fit the mold. It's just that it seemed like now we know that they was tanking a little bit because they kept saying she's reconditioning, and what do that mean? And when the young lady is in tip top condition,
Right.
so there was just kind of an excuse. She fit the mold. She fit the mold with a lot of teams because of her motor, but for some reason they decided to keep Leah Edwards. She's okay, but she's injured, and I think Anissa is a better player at this point. So for them, in their mind, she didn't fit the mold, but she fits the mold. They just didn't want her. It's just a
Yeah.
nice way to say I don't want you.
Yeah.
Because they really didn't. Tempo really didn't have to give up much. So that's what I think. They just want to move on from her. Why? For what reason? I don't know. But
yeah. Well, the return for Connecticut isn't flashy today at all, but acquiring international rights and future draft capital could pay dividends over time.
But it depends on who the general manager. You can have all the draft capital in the world. Look at Jeff P. and so it depends on the GM on what they do in the front office with the coach. I don't know how long he's gonna be there. You never know.
Yeah, well, this trade is ultimately going to judge by whether Temple becomes a playoff contender with more, and whether Connecticut successfully develops its next core person or group, right?
And what kind of people they bring in, because now instead of a lot of people probably didn't want to go to Connecticut because of how it sits, but Houston is probably going to be a destination that veterans probably want to go to. It depends on the coach. If that coach there, I don't know.
Right.
What's their general manager looking like, whatever.
Yeah.
I think everybody trying to steer Juju to, if she come out, trying to steer her to LA, but Houston would not be a bad place for her either. But so they maybe they're trying to get into the Juju sweepstakes or Hannah. So we'll see.
Well, whatever decisions they're trying to make and continuously trying to make moves or trying to tank so they can end up with the number one pick, to whom they're saying, oh, they're tanking because they want to get Juju. First, you got to see where they are and where they land, period. And that's just moving forward. Right now, who has the rights of the number one pick is what they need to be concerned about. If they don't have the rights of the number one pick, then it's a little bit different.
Right.
So again, developing the future core for Connecticut is suspect to me, because they continuously had players that was just all over the place all season, different lineups, which you're going to look at, where they're going to go. The question is, you had Sanaa Rivers in the starting lineup along with Anissa Morrow. You move Anissa Morrow out the starting lineup. You give it to Aaliyah Edwards. Diamond Miller comes in. Diamond Miller gets starting position. Somehow you still try to keep Sanaa in there, but then it doesn't work. So Sanaa comes off the bench. It's just a different number of pieces that I'm looking at when I'm thinking about Connecticut in itself. I don't know. What say you, chat? Because I find it to be really, really confusing, just as it was before. It says, let's see, Passing Through came in and he says, I think it's a target. I think it's a target on the back of everyone, Connecticut to Angel Reese championship team. That's why Big Four got traded and essentially humiliated draft night.
That could be a possibility.
That could be.
Right.
That could be. That could be. I actually didn't look at it like that. But hey, that could indeed be a factor.
because I'm looking at the team, only two players, maybe three,
Yeah.
has a future with the team. Well, it look like the team will be going in a good direction. That's Lacan, um, Sanaya Rivers, maybe Diamond Miller. The rest of everybody's kind of like, they're kind of iffy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, come up,
I
ADP. The
understand
chat
that.
sent a link. Let me know if I need to drop it again. Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I
For
wanted
sure.
her to continue with Houston. That would have been nice, but they didn't want her. They didn't want her ADP. I don't know what the
Yeah.
reason was. She bumped head with the coach for certain things, and I
Hey,
don't know.
she has not been happy. I'm just gonna say that. She hasn't been happy. She
No,
hasn't been happy. So now, well, are we ready to we good with Connecticut, y'all? We good, Miss D, with Connecticut?
yeah.
Is I don't know. Let's hit the next segment, which is Asia Wilson and the takeover. Let's talk about Asia Wilson and the takeover in last night's game. Some on threads and social media, guys. I'm gonna say this: people are saying, let's get us on the top. Folks are saying, Miss D, that hey, let me do this one more thing here. Let's do this one more thing.
Okay.
People are saying that New York got cheated. Do you think New York got cheated last night, chat? Y'all think New York got cheated? We do know that last play was a horrible call by the ref. And because Liberty did not have a challenge because they lost the challenge in the third quarter, I still think that the ref should have corrected himself because I know another ref on the other side could have seen something. But tell me before I move on. Says yes, they got cheated.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they did, but guess what? You still have to play defense. I mean, yeah, you
You
still had that
still,
call. You still have to have a
yeah.
stop.
I'm sorry, I'm scooting my chair up.
Yeah,
Yeah, you still have to like Miss D just said, you
all right.
still have to get the stops. Let me push this forward.
And
You
that's been
still
a
have to get
problem.
the stops, and you
Mm-hmm.
still have to be a big avenue for your team. So what else did
Everybody
you
say
guys
yeah.
see in that game? Because watching that game, that was one of the only things that I saw. I know that they were definitely giving Asia some calls because she was fouling Stewie.
Yeah.
So Stewie did get the right calls that she needed. I think Jackwell Jones didn't start cooking or getting involved in the game till later in the game. And sometimes Jackwell Jones, she drives me nuts because I see so much greatness in her. We've gotten to see her do a lot of great things, but I just think at moments, man, she's just not there for her team.
You know what? What happened to her? Because where is? I know that she's a little older. Where is the John Quay
What's up,
Jones of the
BD?
son? You know how she was with the son, just aggressive.
I
Just
know
and,
that's the Jackwell
and
Jones. I want to see where she's at,
I
right?
mean, like
This
she fell in love with that
Jones
three.
is really reserved.
Right.
Yes, she's very reserved and fell in love with the three.
I'm like, in some games she just didn't like last year. She threw a temper tantrum in the playoffs, and
Yeah,
I don't know what happened. Like you tall, but she was 6'6". Get in the paint. Why you
yeah,
keep look? Nobody gonna battle with you. Even Asia, you just as big as Asia. Even Angel, who else out there?
yeah.
Camilla. You really don't have a lot of players like that, so you should be dominating in the paint.
Absolutely,
You don't want to
absolutely,
bang no more. I
absolutely.
don't get it.
Yeah, she's just way too tall not to be down there.
She shoot another
Crushing.
three.
She should be
Right.
crushing. She should be crushing skulls in there.
Exactly. Her and Ryan got the
That
same
that Connecticut Jacko Jones, who
man.
basically dunked in the All-Star game in her earlier years in the league. Like, where is that Jackwell Jones?
Exactly.
Because that Jackwell Jones, if that Jackwell Jones show up, New York has nothing to worry about. But
Nope.
you can't get that Jackwell Jones to show up. So to me, that's a part of New York's problem. It's not, let me tell you, Gardner to me doesn't play enough minutes. I think Gardner is one of their toughest defenders. So why is Gardner spending more time on the bench than on the court?
Exactly.
That's another question for me when it comes to Liberty. It says Liberty didn't use their bench well enough to win the game. Right. We're talking about that right now. Like Gardner spending the time on the bench. Gardner came off the bench in that second half, and Gardner made Jackie Young cough that ball up. Damn, Jackie Young had 17 in the first quarter. In the first quarter. She had 17.
She was on fire.
That's a record, right? They're on a record-setting pace last night. And for Asia to hardly have any points, to end the half with 16 and Jackie with 22, I'm like, okay. What we doing? Asia said, I'm taking over the game at that point. It says Liberty didn't use. So back to, I didn't finish reading the question. It says they didn't use their bench well enough to win the game. Lenny Hamilton did not play at all. Is she getting traded? In my opinion, Aaron, I would think that they're probably looking to trade her, but who are they going to trade her to?
Right.
I think Lenny Hamilton just hasn't been the same since she got injured, right? Because she was a big part of what New York was able to do and accomplish, and how they were able to really demolish teams a year before last. And then she got injured. They let her go. And she came back this year, and she just has not been able to find her footing to where she was at that time. It says, can I come up to? Hey, yeah, the link is in the chat, BD. The link is in the chat. Yeah, so you have to really truly think about where was she at that time, and just not utilizing Gardner. I'm sorry, Gardner is a huge slasher. And I get it, because it's like, no, we got Sabrina back. Sabrina gets up the shot. Sabrina slashes. We're using, I forgot that other girl name as the PG for the most part of the game. It's like, what are we talking about? Let me put it back in there. It's like, what are we talking about here? You've got to find a way to get New York back to New York basketball. And the question is, does this coach, or can this coach that they have, absolutely do that? So that's the question.
Well, he needs to. First of all, JJ needs to be aggressive. But remember, in 2024, what made them kind of good is they had them dogs on the bench. See what Gardner, Astier, and Lady can do, because they gonna need that bench to make a deeper run, like they did in 2024. That bench really put them over the top against the Lynx. So the coach gonna have to figure out how to incorporate them in the game, because they're gonna need them. And JJ got to show glimpses of the JJ from the Sun. Period. Otherwise, look, New York. It could either go two ways. They could make it to the finals, win, or they get bounced out. It's just like that with them. It's weird.
Absolutely. I agree. So I mean, we'll see. Let me get BD on the. Hey BD, what's going on?
Where's ADP?
Nah, I heard y'all talking about my team, so I had to come up here and say something.
I know you was coming for New York. New York.
You can't talk about the Liberty and not include me. But a couple of things. Last night game, no defense, no perimeter defense at all. Like it was sickening to watch. They were just letting them score, and it was driving me crazy. Asia Wilson did get away with one, but I'll eat that because it's Asia Wilson.
That didn't charge the game, right? But that wasn't the charge.
Nah, that had nothing to do. That didn't affect the game in terms of it wasn't the end all be all. She got away with one, yes,
absolutely.
but it wasn't the end all be all. The Liberty
Thank
defense
you
was
for
just
saying
poor.
that, because you are a true Liberty fan, right?
Yeah, I
And
mean the
so
defense
I
was just
need
poor.
fans to say the truth. There's like, oh, they robbed New York. No, New York. We were talking about Jack Wells. We were talking about the defense. We're talking about why Gardner didn't get in sooner, like how she disrupted the team and just different things like that. So yeah,
and in terms of Jaquel Jones is hit or miss, right? You're gonna get days where she feel like playing and she'll give you 20 and 10, and then you're gonna get days where she don't feel like playing and where you'll get 10 and 8, right?
Yeah.
That's just Jaquel Jones. Unfortunately, she's very erratic, and you don't know what Jaquel Jones is gonna show up on a nightly basis. Like this is not the same Jaquel Jones that was playing on Connecticut Sun, that you knew what you was going to get out of her. You don't have that. This Jaquel Jones on the Liberty, you don't have that with her. So again, the Liberty, you know, they have days where they look really great, and then they have days where they look really old. So I think the Liberty should have been in the trade market. They need another bench player. They definitely need another perimeter defender. Like I would love to see them get Dejanay Carrington. Like Dejanay Carrington would have solved a lot of issues, at least on the perimeter defense part for the Liberty, right? And Astaire, people, you know, don't talk about Astaire enough because, you know, we got all these great rookies that have come in, the Olivia Miles, the Fly J. Johnsons, et cetera, et cetera. But Astaire has been quietly having a really solid rookie campaign, but that nobody talks about. Because she's trying to like floating under the radar, but Astaire has been really good all year. All year she's been good. And she needs to be more minutes. She needs to get more minutes. But I know her and Sabrina trying to play them together, that can be awkward at times.
That's
you
very
understand
awkward.
what I'm saying?
And you can see it.
But my thing is, if I'm DeMarco, I give Astaire the point guard reins and let Sabrina be the 2, because she's really a 2. Like Sabrina Ionescu is not a true point guard. She's really a shooting guard playing a point guard, right? So let her be the 2 and let Astaire run the offense. If I'm DeMarco, that's what I would do. This because Sabrina wants to shoot the ball. She's not really interested in facilitating, even though she can. She has the ability to, but that's not really her thing. She wants to shoot the basketball. So put her in a position where she could shoot the basketball. I had the same problem with Semesco when it came to Pow Pow. You trying to ruin Pow Pow, turning her into a point guard when that's not her game. She's a shooting guard. You're supposed to let her shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to say. I let ADP get in there. And hello, ADP. Hello, Miss D.
Well, I really don't have too much to say about New York, except that I feel like JJ is not herself because of personal reasons.
Well, we know that she has a loss, right? But it's not just this year, ADP for Jaquel.
Well, you know, last year she was coming off the injury and stuff, Tom.
There you go, ADP.
I'm just saying, I have to point these things out, Tony. You can't you can't even do her like that now. She was coming off the injury.
What I'm saying is, I'm not doing her dirty. What I'm saying is, she gotta find herself, right? She gotta stop being comfortable with playing outside in and get her big old self and play inside out. That is her game. That what makes her dynamic. That's what allowed New York to be able to take over games immediately and never look back. With her playing outside in, it affects the team because you got Brianna doing way more than what she's supposed to. Why is Brianna doing things that Jaquel is supposed to be doing? That's your tallest
part,
player.
Tony. Brianna Stewart shouldn't be in the post getting 10, 11 rebounds when you got big ass Double J who could be doing that.
But she, she's at the 3-point line.
You could say, you know what I'm saying? You also could say maybe it's some little, you know what I'm saying, team chemistry, you know.
Anybody.
I mean, I don't think it's more chemistry. I mean, you could, but I don't think it's more
You
chemistry
could.
than just Double J being soft and not wanting to take the pounding that you would take in the post.
She's not
Because she
soft.
is coming
She's
off the
lazy.
injuries and all that stuff. I think she just don't want to take the abuse that you get down there. That's why she
Well,
wants to live
she's
at the 3-point line. That's just what I see.
that's what's saying. She's not soft. She just a little lazy and a little think she's just gonna shoot and not use her size, and she don't want to do that no more. Like the Connecticut JJ, I don't think we're gonna see much of that. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
And plus the offense that DeMarco runs, you got to remember this dude comes from Golden State. So he runs a motion-oriented offense. So for Double J, the pick and pop is that's the offense that they're running. It's not designed for her to be in the post, even though all of us, I think, agree that Double J should be in the post a lot more than what she is. But the way the offense is set up, the way the motions that they're running and the screens that they're setting, everything is geared towards the perimeter. And she seems to be a lot more comfortable doing the pick and pop than doing the pick and roll. You understand what I'm saying? Where she really needs to be doing the pick and roll because she's really a mismatch for everybody else down there. She's a mismatch.
She's a mismatch for every single post in the W right now, period.
Yeah.
I don't care how tall. I don't care if they're 6'8", if they're 7 foot. Jacquel is a menace in that. She can kill people in that aspect. So to see her get back to that is something that we really, really would love to see for New York to be as successful as they want to be. You gotta stop killing Stewie. Stewie is gonna pass out. Stewie's gonna pass out.
I agree with that.
And when Stewie pass out, you ain't got no help. Now you're relying on it becomes
Sabrina.
JJ, you got to step up, and Sabrina,
Right.
you got to help us win. No, stop overworking Stewie. You have overworked Stewie this season so much. Stewie is playing like she is supposed to be 24 right now.
I mean, Stewie been lights out.
Everything she's doing, she is. She's gotten back in her bag. She's very healthy. She's moving very agilely. She's running and gunning.
Yeah, and if the Liberty record wasn't as such, you could make an MVP case for Stewie if we talking about just numbers.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, you know
That's
what?
being
Because a lot
honest,
of these teams, they hired the wrong coach. Because it's like just like a lot of these coaches don't know how to put the personnel together. You got to deal with the personnel you have. Like you said, Tony, they're going to wear her out. So start playing some of your bench. See what you have. You're going to have to lean on your bench in the playoffs because
I just don't want you to wear her out so much that they make it to the playoffs and now she's burnt. Right?
Yeah, she's gassed. And she's older. I mean, she's getting older, so it's not like,
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll let you ladies have it. I want to just listen to the ladies today because I'm on my feminist stuff. So
go ahead on. Go ahead on.
Hey, I got to talk a little bit of stuff. Come on, just a little bit.
No.
But I'm going to go back in the chat. Thank you for having me on. I just had to get my little spill out about the Liberty because y'all talking about the Liberty and y'all know that's my team. But y'all can have it. Thank you for having me and I'll be in the chat.
Yes, but even saying that, and so let me get back to well, since we're on Liberty, let's go to Liberty and then I'll finish up with Vegas. And then again, also that New York lost that game, and we just talked about it, how Brianna has had an historic night. And I wanted to say the historic night because Stewie finished with 26 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and a block. And guess what? Her performance moved her past Candace Parker. It moved her past Candace Parker into 10th place on the WNBA all-time scoring list. And that's why I wanted to talk about Brianna in more in depth and how she is still given just like a stellar performance a year this year, even though she's just yet another year up there. All of the injuries that she's gone through and the comeback and the still being the plot for the team and able to still carry the team the way she's carrying them. that's another incredible milestone and what has already become a Hall of Famer career positioning for Breanna Stewart. If you agree or disagree, let me know. Do you agree or disagree?
No, she's a Hall of Famer. But you know what's so weird about it?
Just her performance, everything that she's doing. I mean, she just passed Candace Parker.
Everybody wants to talk about Sabrina. She is the Liberty. Yeah. I mean, since she's been on the team, she is the Liberty. And she just been constant and consistent. So, it's no surprise that then with all the injuries she had, for her to do this is amazing. It's amazing. Right. And right. She stamped her ticket as a first ballot. So I mean, we'll see how the app Candace Parker is. Is she gonna get jealous? Everybody make her records, and she gonna be oppy with her. I doubt it because
right. Well, and then BD just said it. Asteria, adding the 19 points while Sabrina Ionescu controlled 15 points. And we got to give Rebecca Allen. Rebecca Allen is picking steam back up from where she left off when she was with the team before the Sky, right? And she put up 13 points. Not only that, she's doing some things that has just made her look totally different from last year. She looks completely like a completely different player from last year with the Sky to this year with New York. And it's also good when we got to realize that she came from an injury too when she went to the Sky, and she was not able to be herself. But not only that, sometimes it's not about the player. It's about who you an organization you play for, who you play for, and the organization you play for. Sometimes, right? It tells stories all the way around because the players that have all left or actually performing better. Even Ariel Atkins, she's doing some great things for the Sparks. Is she scoring phenomenally? No. She's that time is probably come and gone. But for the other little things, the intangibles that she needs to do, she's actually getting it done. And so again, having Rebecca Allen put up those 13 points for them, putting up key 3-pointers, getting her feet set and knocking down shots the way she needs to, and Sabrina having a 15. But Asteria, just like BD just said, having the quiet storm of 19 points that you didn't think that she would probably have because she's doing everything so quietly and under the radar, which is absolutely good. So despite the loss, New York remains one of the league's elite teams heading towards postseason, in my opinion. So I don't know about what you think of that ADP and Ms. D, but I think they're still moving in that capacity for me.
Well, I don't know, Tony. I don't know. We're gonna have to see because, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, fans in the chat, but they just not impressing me right now. I'm sorry. I got to see a little bit more from New York and the Aces.
Trust me. This is where the fire starts to ignite, right? You flicker in the first half of the season. You got the gas stove on, and you flicker and flicker, and you trying to get that pilot to just pop and pop and pop, and you trying to get that fire to just clean. The only team that fire just flickered and cleaned for was the Lynx. Everybody else is still trying to ignite. Sometimes for the Fever, that fire will just kind of light, and then it'll go out, and then they got to flick it again, and it'll pop up, and then it'll go out. The same thing with the Dream early on. They was flickering, and they could see the sparks. They could see it, pow, pow, to pop up, but then it just wouldn't start for them, right? This part of the season, and this is where I would always say, right, I got to wait till mid-season to see where teams are, see what they look like, to be able to give my analysis on who do I think will end up where. And still with the teams being pretty much well killed even off when it comes to having caliber players on their team that can actually carry them, it's still at this point hard to get that flicker for even me as someone to be able to say, no, I know this team for sure, right? We know that the Lynx is going to be there. We know that the Dream, if they can kind of get their heads out their butts, will be there. We know that Washington is in the door, and Washington ain't letting up anytime soon. So Washington might be there. The Valks will definitely be there. The Aces will definitely be there. Now, what positioning and number they're going to be is going to be totally different. These teams up there, 1 through 5, is going to have to lose a whole lot to lose their position. The ones 6 through 8 is one of those situations where, there's 3, 4, and 5 can be extremely interchangeable, but even right now, even 2 can be interchangeable. You got all these interchangeable spots right now. So it's just imagine the teams that aren't there yet. Can they go up and continue to win some games and steal some spots of clout from others? That means that they got to beat the teams that's in the top 8 in order to do that, and continue to beat each of them on a nightly basis as they play them. Otherwise, you're not set, but you're close to it. But we still got a lot of basketball, so you still can't say that anybody is a 100% gap. So
nope.
No, you can't.
That's
even
where
top
I'm at.
It can go even.
That's what I said. Yeah, I was saying
right.
the same thing.
But the reason why a lot of these teams, especially the top teams, you expected them to do a little bit better, even with their record, the Aces, they're even the Lynx. A lot of these teams either bench are not as good, or they're not playing. The coach is not doing the right rotations. I think out of those teams, oddly enough, the Dream has a decent bench that you know how to use them. So that's why that thing that you was talking about has not flickered or hasn't cut on, because they haven't. The coaches they has not figured out the right rotations. Hasn't incorporated some of the bench players that probably can help maybe. That's why they're struggling, because you put too much pressure on your starters, and that's not going to work when playoff time. So they have to figure it out as far as their rotations and playing some bench players a little bit more.
Yeah, and the game is going to start here in about 3 minutes. So let me try to go. Yeah, it's games. It says game starts at 6:30.
2 minutes. Yeah, you got
now. Now it's 2 minutes. Now it's 2 minutes. Game's gonna start in 2 minutes. So let's just get ready. This I will do a part 2 because I am not done with this. We still have to get down to finishing up the Chicago breakdown, along which they're getting ready to probably let's see. You got that, and then I will probably add in some of the teams for today. But I do want to make sure that we get on over and get prepared for the game, get off. Again, we got 2 minutes before it jumps on and gets started, but we'll come back to this panel. So give me a time tomorrow, even maybe. No, let's see. Last game is played at 9. It won't be done till 11.
Tony, we got what? We got 2 more days.
I wish I can do it. I can't. I got to go up early.
I got you.
I want to get
Chicago trades.
Yeah, we can. We can. Okay. We'll look at that, but we can definitely get on. So we'll probably miss Miss D because Miss D has to get her rest and work. But we can come back on after later on tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna pull it all night or but I'll jump on and I'll finish it out because I still want to finish those. But guys, do hang on, come on back. Let's get ready for the game. I thank you all for showing up. Thank you for coming in. Both of you ladies, BD, I'm glad you're here.
Like the steps
subscribe to Tony's channel and subscribe to
Look, chat, me and Miss D said we got to work. Tony said, look, I'm not about that life. I'm going on. I'm going on.
Tony on it.
So because of Tony, I had to take 2 naps today. Boy, Tony had me up. Started confusion, and then we wake up. What we talked about they getting a divorce. I'm like, oh man, I sent you something, Tony, on Threads, girl.
Yeah, I saw it.
A lot of people jumping on BG. I don't think that we don't know what really happened, so don't jump on BG.
I saw it, y'all. I don't. We don't know
ADP,
what happened.
We need your Ayana Van Zant fix my life.
Because I really honestly think it was probably part of trauma.
No, you need to do it live. Don't say it now. Shh, don't tell the secrets now. All right. we need Ayana Van Zant. You should do something like that. You
got to see what I said, Tony. Somebody into the group chat talking about, I didn't sleep with such and such. I said, wait, what?
Y'all look. That's a to be continued. It is 6:30.
Okay. Yeah, Tony got to go because she got to get on the other one.
ADP, hold on. You know who fault it is? It's Liz's fault. Liz breaking up. She back at it again. Let me stop.
Oh Lord Jesus.
I don't know what to tell you. I do know one thing. She better take care of that baby. Moving forward.
Right.
I'm out of here, y'all. I'm not gonna be messy. I check y'all. I'll see y'all on the flip side of the game. Sayonara.